guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
first week of 2025 was insane. Let's see what happened. First week, what happened? A lot of shit happened. Let's go.
You arrived home from a week in China. Oh, what the hell have I returned to in the first week of...
We're changing Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
And we're buying Greenland.
Yes, already that's a good start.
2025, we've had Cybertrucks exploding.
Oh yeah,
I
forgot.
And Oklahoma thing too. Oh my god. And this is just the States. You know what happened to other countries too. Wow.
Running through crowds of people. Huge, deadly.
Oh, I've never actually seen that video.
I didn't see the video either.
We've had Cybertrucks exploding, cars running through crowds of people.
Wow, the lady
fast.
got really lucky. She just got out like just in a quick time.
Oh I did not realize the person was going that fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, huge, deadly fireworks disasters. Kim Jong-un apparently banning hot dogs in North Korea for a bizarre reason.
Oh, that's interesting.
And uneven reports of a mysterious outbreak in China that's overwhelming hospitals. Donald Trump wanting to buy.
Well, he's in China, isn't he?
I was hoping 2025 would be different to last year, at least the start. But the season 5 trailer is looking crazier than ever. We have got a lot to go through, so I'll stop the gap.
So what does he do? He like recaps.
News reporter, I
he
guess.
recaps
I guess.
each week.
I don't know. This is our second time reacting to him. Let's see.
On the crack. For the first time in 2025, let's get cracking.
Well, the name of the channel is News Daddy, so I think this is news, yeah.
I'm also a returning tea drinker for some reason. Okay, where do we even start? Perhaps let's start in the last final dying days of 2024. Because the year that brought us so many incidents with Boeing waved goodbye with one final one. Tragically, on the 29th, a plane in South Korea crashed, ending the lives of 179 people.
But that was, I think that was last year.
Two survived. We're also finding out just now, thanks to a report published by JTBC News, despite it being claimed that that plane had no history of any accidents or maintenance issues, turns out this plane was involved in a collision over 3 years ago. In fact, according to this report, the tail of the Boeing plane was damaged after it hit the runway as it was taking off. And when it continued to fly and not land because of that, they were fined more than $100,000. A couple of days later, on New Year's Eve in Hawaii, a lit bundle of mortar-style fireworks tipped over, shot into a huge crate of unlit fireworks, and that caused such a huge explosion that it shattered windows across the street, killing 3 women. One of them was only 23 years old and injuring more than 20. And then in...
How did we not hear about that?
I didn't hear about that. In Hawaii?
Hawaii? Yeah, I haven't heard about that. Wow.
New Orleans, just 3 hours into 2025, a 42-year-old U.S. Army veteran named Shamsud Din Jabbar drove a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people celebrating the arrival of 2025, resulting in the death of 15 people and injuring more than 30. The latest update from this event is that the police say that the attack was 100% inspired by ISIS, and that even in the months prior, he made 2 separate trips to that street to discreetly record using Meta glasses. The very next morning, at around 8 a.m. on January the 1st, while still people were waking up and hearing about the previous news, another U.S. veteran, Matthew Burke, who coincidentally served at the same military base as Jabbar, rented a Tesla Cybertruck using the same app.
Oh, I didn't know they served at the same base.
Are they connected?
Well, initially FBI came out to say no, but then I guess I haven't heard like the official follow, but I heard some people saying that there's more to it, so I don't know.
As Jabbar did, and then proceeded to load it with explosives and park it outside of Trump Tower in Vegas and then detonate them while he was still inside. Now, despite these eerie connections between the two, the FBI say that there is no definitive link between the two individuals. They say that Matthew Burke's motive for the attack came from these 2 letters which were found on his phone. They say that he described this attack as a wake-up call to the United States, criticizing government leadership and expressing a desire to draw attention to national issues. Matthew denied that the bombing was a terrorist attack, framing it as a political statement instead. All of that.
Well, not really. That's kind of the same thing if you ask me. But okay.
First day of 2025. And you can just imagine, I was there in China where I promised that I wasn't going to report on the news while I was there. I signed the form, literally. And I was thinking, what the actual hell is going on? Oh, and also while I was in China, I started getting tagged in none other than a Daily Mail video. But it was about this mysterious outbreak happening in China. I was thinking, what the hell is going on? So, I guess let's talk about that too. So firstly, haven't brought it home, let's just cut that straight away. And then secondly, the truth of this mysterious, crazy disease Doesn't seem that crazy. Now, well, yes, a lot of credible media outlets have started reporting on this recent outbreak of the human metapneumovirus. It's not a new, mysterious virus. It was first identified by Dutch researchers all the way back in 2001, and studies show that this virus has existed for decades. So it's not like season 1, if you get what I mean, because that one was a new disease which hadn't infected humans before, which drove that pandemic level spread. With this one, countries around the world have already experienced outbreaks of the let's call it HMPV, including the United States. Research online says that it typically causes...
How would this affect the country? Like everywhere, another shutdown.
I don't know. Let's see the symptoms. I think it's just regular flu. I don't think, because it might be like a different virus, but kind of just like a flu. I don't know, but let's see what he says. I have no idea. I've never heard about this.
Mild cold-like symptoms, but also that it can lead to more severe illnesses in vulnerable populations. And to address the videos of all of those people in the packed hospital, well, first of all, we don't even know if those patients had HMPV or one of the many different viruses that go around during the winter. So, at least as of right now, I think it's safe to say that Season 5 isn't bringing back any main characters from Season 1. Yes. And while we're on the topic of wild reports going around in the first week of 2025, another one's going around that Kim Jong-un has kicked off the year by banning hot dogs for being too Western. And also that cooking them is now an act of treason. This is genuinely what a lot of somewhat credible media outlets are talking about. So The Sun reports, which, hint of salt, they say, and this is word for word, bar for bar, anyone caught selling them on the streets or cooking them at home risks deportation to labor camps. For cooking hot.
My question is, how do they even know about hot dogs?
What do you mean?
Like, how do they know? Because I feel like they don't have no access to, like, very filtered. How do they know hot dogs exist, like, as a food? Because, everything is, like, really controlled. How I imagine is obviously they don't have internet. They don't have, like, really Hollywood movies to see, like, American food,
And I don't know what the supermarkets there look like.
Interesting.
Dogs. So, I mean, I don't know. I know North Korea is a crazy country and they've done crazy things, but labor camps for eating hot dogs because they're too Western seems like something you find like a report on The Onion, let's be honest. And then even as for like the sources that all of these different media outlets are claiming it to be, they're just kind of citing each other. So we don't know the actual source of this rumor. I mean, the only way to freaking find out is North Korea, open your borders. Then I'll go there and I'll find out if I can. I want to know if I can eat hot dogs in your country. The Sun said that they spoke to a vendor in North Korea, and they said that it's not just hot dogs. Another Korean-American food called budae-jjigae, or army stew, is also banned. And if you're caught selling it, shut down.
No, it's made with spam.
Oh.
Spicy noodle soup made using hot dogs or spam. Seems like they have issues with hot dogs to begin with, like with the sausages or something.
This was apparently, according to this vendor, because it was used during the Korean War using a surplus of U.S. military supplies. So,
I guess, they probably found out about hot dogs during the war.
Oh, too Western as well. Other claims include that if a couple, husband and wife, get divorced, then both of them could serve 6 months in...
Why is that crazy to say?
No, it just sounds like, they found out about hot dogs.
No, because...
It's hidden from them. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's how I understand the country.
Yeah,
everything is
crazy.
hidden, because if it's not hidden, people would rise up. Because that's, I feel like, why it is what it is, because people don't know how it is outside of the country. That's how I see it. Otherwise...
I don't know how someone doesn't feel like they don't want to run away. I feel like they'll be defectors.
They don't know any better. So they don't know that it's possible something else. I think that's the idea.
In a labor camp. And also that anyone celebrating Christmas could face execution.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm just telling you what... You make of it what you will. Oh, we're talking about crazy countries, though. Also in the first week of 2025, Donald Trump is reportedly working on a deal to buy Greenland. Yes, purchase a country. Yeah, but that would be... Imagine actually getting onto the level.
Is this true, though? Because I got notifications on Twitter, but I didn't... Twitter is like whatever. I wonder if this is actually true. I have no idea. Because I saw something on Twitter, another notification said that he would sanction Denmark with really high tariffs if they didn't solve, which I don't know if, I don't really want to trust Twitter, so I don't know how true this is.
In life as a human, where purchasing an entire country is in your, to-do list for the day. What the flip? Oh, what's crazy is that, and I didn't even know about this, but America has actually tried to buy Greenland before. I mean, at the start, I think everyone kind of thought that Trump was joking because he threw Canada in there as well. Like, oh, Justin Trudeau will be the 51st governor. But then, today, it took a whole more serious twist because Trump is now sending his son, Don Jr., along with various other representatives, to travel there today. So, is this serious? Or Trump even posted last night saying Greenland is an incredible place and the people will benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation. Bro said when. What?
So this is real. It's
wow.
real. Why? Do they have oil?
So why would they give themselves up, saying, take me?
I believe they're like, because of the whole Denmark thing, I guess they belong to Denmark. They're like a territory of Denmark. So, do they have oil? That's the only reason I can see him wanting to buy it. There has to, because, well, otherwise, for what?
What language they speak there?
If it's part of Denmark, I would think Danish. I honestly have no idea. Let me see.
Now, while Greenland does have its own government and it is autonomous, it still technically remains under the Kingdom of Denmark. Haven't referred to the Denmark as a kingdom in a while. And in 1946, the US offered Denmark $100 million for Greenland, but...
Actually, Greenlandic. They have. Even though Greenlandic today is the official language, major tensions between the mother language and Danish remain. So, political and administrative elites predominantly speak Danish, while a majority of the population, about 70%, speaks only Greenlandic. Okay, so Greenlandic, I don't know they had a language or so.
Swiftly denies. And you might be thinking, why? Why do you want the country in the first place, Trump? Well, firstly, its location is pretty ideal for military bases and shipping routes. And secondly, I think you know this one.
I mean, that does kind of make sense. The location is good,
Bomb is coming, it is very resource rich, but, and here's what makes it cool, is all of those resources are largely untapped. I mean, keep in mind, the population of Greenland, 56,000. So, yeah, and I guess on the population point, it's important to note that Greenland can't be simply purchased like it's a piece of real estate. Its people, although there are few, have the right to self-determination under international law, meaning they must consent to any major changes in governments or
Yo, this is a Rolls-Royce plane. You see that logo on the plane?
Oh.
That's Rolls-Royce.
Wow.
Rolls-Royce
That's expensive.
makes planes now? I did not know that.
But I guess if enough people
You know, sometimes
in
you
Greenland
can just put the label there, you know?
Honestly, knowing Trump might be the label.
want to be bought by the USA, who knows? Maybe a 51st state.
I think there's shitload of oil in Greenland, and that's why he wants it, which would make sense. I don't know. I mean, the logistical part, it being a good location too. This is
I
interesting.
didn't know you can do that.
I mean, you can do whatever you want when you have money. It's just nobody ever talked about it before. Nobody even brought it up.
He said they did a long time ago.
Well, of course, yeah, but like in the past decade, nobody ever brought this up. Honestly, it's probably just a deflection of the problems within the country. So let's focus on same kind of like renaming Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
Is on the cards for America. I mean, America bought freaking Alaska off of Russia. That was like 7.2 million.
And it's interesting to see the map like that.
This puts it in a different perspective.
Yeah. Do it again.
America bought freaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a good location because look, it's so close to Europe too. Like Iceland is right there, Norway is close. It would be like a really good location for the States to have.
I didn't know you had to go up.
Yeah.
I thought you would have to go out.
No, it's a little up. And honestly, this is Greenland first. Next step is we buying Canada. Cause it's in
might
the way.
as well.
Alaska, Greenland,
You might
Canada,
as well buy
might
Canada,
as well just become
merge
yeah.
And then next is maybe Mexico.
In Alaska, off of Russia, that was like 7.2
This reminds
million.
manifest the destiny, like when the first settlers first came onto the side, and so let's just take the whole thing.
Freaking pennies, even at the time. Okay, we're waffling a little bit on these. Let's some of the other crazy shit that's happening.
But like even okay, let's assume for the sake of argument, Denmark does agree to sell. But what money? We're in so much in debt already with the budget deficit.
I think that's why they say he's gonna spend a lot of money.
What money?
First week, remember, everything coming. First week, New York City became the first city in America to implement congestion charges where cars
Back then they asked 100 million and they said no. So what's gonna be the
What money? I don't know. Interest. I want to see how this develops. Something I didn't have on my bingo card for the year. Definitely.
First week, New York City became the first city in America to implement congestion charges where cars will now pay up to $9 a day. I mean, in Europe, in London...
That's a lot.
Literally.
That's a
Alex,
lot.
when did we start that?
Wow.
No, don't even bother. A police officer in Zambia got drunk and set
But that's a lot
14
from Miami. New York is
Yeah, but this is not a highway toll. This is in the city.
in city.
Yeah.
So just to be in the city.
To drive on the streets regularly. Imagine on Biscayne, you're driving on Biscayne. The
And when you ride the bus,
well, it's probably included in the fare. So
Fare?
the bus taxi fares are gonna go up. Uber is gonna go up. Oh well, never wanted to live
I
in
never
New York,
thought New York was a driving place, anyways. I don't know why there's so many cars on the street.
prisoners to go and celebrate New Year's. The suspects he released were facing various charges, including assault, theft, and burglary, and none of the escapees or the actual officer have been found and apprehended yet. So, on the loose. The donkey that inspired Eddie Murphy's character in Shrek died at 30 years old. The world's oldest person at 116 years old died. Aubrey Plaza's husband, Jeff Bader, who was a filmmaker
116. Wow, that's a long age,
Yeah,
man.
she did.
himself, also passed away at only 47 years old. Scientists discovered the largest dinosaur footprint site ever found in the UK, dating back 166 million years. You could potentially claim up to $100 back from Apple, because they've just agreed to pay $95 million to settle a lawsuit accusing Siri of routinely recording private conversations. I mean, my doubt is that Siri's incapable of doing it. Hey Siri.
Oh, we need to claim that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each.
Yeah, we need to remember to do that. Okay.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
$200.
Hey Siri. Do something at all. Like literally anything.
I mean, this is no shocker. We know the phones listen because anytime we talk about something, she goes on Instagram back in the day, now I guess TikTok, it literally shows an ad for that product that we talked about. And it hasn't happened once. It happened every time we talk about something. So it's for that reason I turned off mic for my social media apps so they cannot listen.
How do you file a claim?
Online.
Shouldn't they send you an email if you're affected?
Maybe they have, I don't know. Maybe we have to file it.
Shock. God, I hate Siri. Also this week, Reuters report that Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and this one's for Alex, he lives in Canada, is anticipated to step down this week, possibly as early as today.
And he did.
And that's a pretty big deal because he's been the Prime Minister of Canada for over 9 years. That's a long ass time.
That's interesting, yeah, how they don't have terms. I thought it's kind of, you have terms like we do, you know.
Right. But apparently now, even before they get to the elections in October, there's been growing pressure from the public and members of his party to step down. Oh, and then also, just
I wonder why. I don't really know about like any issues going on in Canada like that. I haven't heard. I wonder what's the issue that forcing.
Similar for, I don't know.
round out the first week of 2025. And if you're in America, this is going to be week 2 for you. The US are now bracing for what could be, quote, the worst winter storm in over a decade.
Oh, it was
Putting
cold.
30.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's 49 degrees. It's too
Yeah,
cold.
this morning 48. Let me tell you the Celsius. Hold up.
I had my big coat.
Today was cold. Yeah.
I was missing my hat. I needed a scarf.
8,
And it was windy.
8.9 degrees Celsius today. It was
cold.
cold.
Out of 50
That's not
states
normal.
under weather alerts, and some of them are even declaring states of emergency. Now, the reason they say that this one is going to be so brutal is because it's a polar vortex, which is basically a massive blast of Arctic air that spins around the North Pole, but occasionally shifts southwards, which is what's happening now. They say that wind chills in the Midwest could drop as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
What the fuck?
It's gonna get colder.
Well, I hope not. If it is, what is next? It's gonna snow in Miami. Well,
I
we're gonna see a
know.
snow finally because
That would be
run
a
around.
terrible time for
I just
anyone's
told you
water
not to cause
heater to
frostbite.
break.
Yeah.
Within minutes. And this isn't just like a cold snap. This is a weather event that could literally shut down cities, cause billions of dollars.
No, like if legit jokes aside, if it does snow in Miami for whatever reason, it's fucked. Nobody can drive it. Well, everybody has like winter tires.
In damages and make normally warm areas feel like the Arctic. Genuinely, it is pretty damn crazy. So everyone in the areas affected,
But
stay.
I don't think it's gonna snow. I'm just being dramatic.
Be safe.
It one time hailed
First week
here.
of 25, everyone.
Wow, good summary. I enjoyed this. It was interesting. Learned a lot of stuff we didn't see. Good
Yeah.
video.
He didn't talk about the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh yeah.
He missed
Didn't
that.
reach the UK because I think he's British. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and Zoe's, share as much kindness as possible.